Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Guess what? You only have 60 more hours to go. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Tharuka Fernando, or how Father Billy says it, Tharuka. I'm currently a junior at Brother Martin, and my walk with Jesus is more of a run. My run started as a crawl at my baptism when I was probably thinking, why is Deacon Phil giving me a shower? I grew up in a very Catholic household, which fueled my run with Jesus. I developed more in my faith through all my teachers at St. Anne and Brother Martin, who taught me to embrace my faith. I'm beyond blessed to attend Catholic schools my whole entire life, and I'm very thankful for my father, who worked very hard to support my run with Jesus, which has made me the man I am today. By the time of my first reconciliation, that crawl turned into a walk, where I would fall down sometimes, but still get back up. I remember at my first reconciliation that I was so scared to tell Father Michael all my juicy secrets. But after I was like, wow, I feel good because my sins are forgiven. When I reached my first communion, my walk with Jesus began. I remember that I was so nervous to receive the Eucharist, so I would practice with my sister Haruni, who would act as a priest, and I would receive the holy ice. I began to look up to my sister literally, because she's like 6 foot, and because I wanted to be an alt server just like her. I joined alt serving in 4th grade, and that was just the beginning of my sprint with Jesus. I don't really remember my alt server training, but I know I met a great man, Mr. Jimmy Doles, who's a major part of my formation in faith. Mr. Jimmy encouraged me to get heavily involved in alt serving, and by helping out at many of our service projects such as Toiletries for Troops, serving the 10 p.m. Christmas Vigil Mass every year, planning our annual Christmas party, which is tomorrow, and serving the whole Easter Triduum, concluding with the Easter Vigil Mass. I'm so grateful to have Mr. Jimmy in my life, because I would not be as passionate for alt serving if it wasn't for him. I remember serving the Holy Thursday Mass, carrying the cross held up high throughout the church, and it was just breathtaking to see how many people put their faith into action that night. It honestly gave me goosebumps. Through alt serving, I made many friendships with people like Garrett Derbies and the Elams, who put up with my crazy ideas at every alt server leadership meeting. Now as a leader in alt serving, I'm privileged to train the alt servers and see them grow in their faith. I was blessed to receive Alt Server of the Year my freshman year, and I owe it all to everyone who supported my run with Jesus. The real challenge in my faith came my way the summer after I received Alt Server of the Year, in which I contracted dengue fever in Sri Lanka while I was visiting my grandparents. Dengue fever is a deadly virus where you get bit by a mosquito and your blood count drops very low, which causes a lot of internal bleeding, and you get a very high fever, kind of like the West Nile fever. I felt the symptoms of the virus the day after we went to the feast day of St. Anthony, which was at a church in the middle of a jungle, and it was a major celebration with many people. I knew something was wrong because I could not stand or kneel during the Mass and had to lay my head down on my mother's lap. This was unlike me because I always participated in Mass. We came back to my grandparents' house, and I had a very high fever, and all I wanted to do was stay in bed. I didn't want to eat because I could not taste any flavor in food, and that was nothing like me because I always want to eat. Then my grandfather took me to get my blood tested for dengue fever at the doctor's office. My mother got the call the next day that I had dengue fever, and I could just tell that her heart was broken because she began to cry. She did not want to lose her only son, which she prayed many times to God to give her because she already had $2. I remember going to my aunt's house in Sri Lanka and laying in bed surrounded by a mosquito repellent net. My mom told me to rest, but I could not rest, thinking that my life might end soon. Laying in bed, I began to sing, "Lord, I Need You," over and over again, because I truly need the Lord to send me a miracle and save me. I need the Lord every hour of my life, because He's my one defense and my righteousness. It was very hard to find a hospital room because every hospital in Sri Lanka was packed with dengue patients. It was needed a miracle. I'm beyond grateful for my Uncle Christus and my cousin Amal who got me a bed in the best hospital in Sri Lanka. Without them, I truly believe that I would not be standing here speaking in front of you today. The road to fighting the disease with my faith began. I would pray every day to get through the 3 blood tests a day and defeat dengue fever. I promised God that if He helped me through dengue fever, that I would stay dedicated to Him and not stray away from my faith. I still keep that promise today because God saved me and I'm truly blessed. I'm truly grateful for my mother who stuck by my side the whole entire time and poured me the 100 milliliters of water. That was the only thing that I could have every hour. My virus got worse and I was truly weakening, which broke my mother to pieces. I miraculously began to strengthen and I was back to my old self, joking around with everyone. My mother was filled with joy and my dad was so glad to hear that his son survived and would make it back home. Dengue fever has killed many innocent lives and I truly believe that my faith saved me. The prayers of my sisters Sandine and Haruni, my parents and my grandparents, the girls in an orphanage who I donated food to for my birthday, many people in St. Anne Parish, and my friends truly helped me survive, and I am grateful for every one of them. I believe that God saved me so I can share my story with everyone about when my faith stayed strong even when I was weak. I am the man I am today, mainly due to my strong faith. I would not know what I would do without God in my life. Today I stand in front of you as a true witness of God's love and how He saves us when we need our prayers answered. Our faith is a lifelong conversion, and I will be strengthening my faith next year when I receive the Holy Spirit at confirmation. Father Billy always says that I'm always smiling. That's because I have nothing to be sad about, because God has saved me and has given me the chance to help others. One thing that Father Billy said during Mass, which has stuck with me forever, is be the difference that makes the difference. I call everyone here in this church today to be the difference that makes a difference by simply helping others. In one of my favorite Catholic songs, Walk by Faith by John Finch, the lyric, "The future's a mystery, forever will you lead me, and I will walk by faith," truly explains my run by faith, because every day is a new mystery. I just have to keep following Jesus and run by faith. My favorite religion teacher, Mr. Urson, explained our faith as Tamiflus. We cannot just take one Tamiflu to cure our flu. We have to finish the whole box. So with our faith, we can't just go to Mass once. We have to keep attending Mass because it strengthens our faith and relationship with God. I'm beyond blessed to be able to live out my faith. I'm grateful to God for blessing me to be able to share my witness of faith in my life with you all today. My faith with Jesus, my run with Jesus, is just getting started, and I still have many hurdles to overcome, but I have God on my side, and anything is possible with God. Now I'll leave you with this one question. When will you start your run with Jesus? Thank you.